If you're building your abs with endless crunches and the burn, you might actually be making them weaker. Most people think more reps equals more strength, but in Navy SEAL training, core strength isn't about looking tight in a mirror. It's about holding your body together when everything else is falling apart, when you're exhausted, when your lungs are burning, when your whole body wants to quit. That is when your core actually matters. In this video, I'm showing you 4 Navy SEAL movements that hit your core with a focus on control, endurance, and mental toughness. And one of them looks so easy that most people underestimate it right before it breaks them. Let's get into it. The first movement is the L-sit-tuck. You are just holding your body up while your knees are pulled in. But this is where control gets tested in a direct way. Your hands press into the ground, your arms stay locked, your shoulders push down and away to keep you lifted. At the same time, your core has to pull everything inward, like you are trying to fold your body into itself without collapsing. Your legs are not helping you here. They actually make it harder because they keep trying to pull your hips down. This is the kind of strength Navy SEAL-style training builds first, because if you cannot control your own body in a stable position, you will not control it under chaos either. There is no rhythm to hide behind, no swinging, no momentum, no shortcuts. Within seconds, you feel it. Shoulders start to burn from holding the support. Lower abs tighten hard to keep the legs from dropping. Breathing shallow because your body is trying to stay tight and breathe at the same time. And then the shaking begins, because your body is trying to find stability it has not trained for. Some people think they can just push through it, but this is not about pushing. It is about holding, staying locked in when every muscle is asking you to quit. If your hips drop even slightly, the whole structure breaks. That is how precise this movement is. The strange part is, the longer you hold it, the more your mind gets involved. That is where real core strength training begins. Not in movement, but in resistance. Once you understand this control, the next movement changes everything. Because now you are not holding still anymore. Now you are fighting chaos under weight and exhaustion. The second movement is the Sandbag Burpee Clean, and this is where things shift. We're no longer talking about control in a stable position. This is control inside chaos. Everything is moving, heavy, and nothing feels smooth. You drop into a burpee, chest close to the ground, then explode back up, pulling the sandbag into a clean before dropping straight back down again. On paper, it sounds simple. In reality, it feels very different. The sandbag doesn't behave like a normal weight. It shifts, drags, and fights your grip. Every rep forces your core to react instantly just to keep you balanced. The burpee gives no recovery either. Your heart rate stays high, breathing gets sharp, and your body stays under pressure. This is where that Navy SEAL-style conditioning shows its purpose. Your core isn't just holding you steady anymore, it's keeping you together while you lift, drop, and explode under fatigue. At first, you feel in control, then fatigue builds, movements lose sharpness, timing slips, breathing gets heavier, grip starts to fade. And somehow, the sandbag feels heavier even though the weight hasn't changed. That's not increasing the load. That's your recovery between reps breaking down. And once that happens, every rep starts costing more than the last. Most people lose rhythm here, not because they can't finish the movement, but because they can't stay controlled while everything falls apart around them. That's the real test, staying precise under pressure, not just being strong. And once your body adapts to that kind of chaos, the next movement shifts everything again. It removes chaos completely and replaces it with something even harder in a different way. The third movement is the slow-motion mountain climber, and this one hits your mind more than your body. You start in a strong plank, shoulders stacked, core tight. But instead of moving fast, you slow everything down, painfully slow. One knee drives forward, but it's controlled and deliberate, almost dragging through resistance. Then you return it and switch sides. There's no rhythm to hide in, no speed to escape fatigue, just constant tension. At first it feels easy, but within seconds your core starts burning in a different way. Not from movement, but from holding tension without relief. Your shoulders shake, hips try to rise, and your lower abs lock in just to keep you from collapsing. This is where most people struggle. Slow movement removes every shortcut, no momentum, no swinging, no rushing through discomfort. Every inch becomes work, and your mind feels it too. You start counting time, not reps. You start wanting speed just to get out of the pressure, but there's no escape. This is pure conditioning. Staying controlled when your body wants to rush, holding form when your muscles are screaming, and staying locked in when fatigue takes over. And the longer you stay in it, the clearer it becomes. It's not strength that breaks you here. It's control. Because just when it feels like it can't get harder, The next movement removes movement completely. No reps, no flow, just stillness under full body tension that forces absolute control and mental discipline under pressure. The fourth movement is the hollow body hold, and this is where everything gets stripped down to pure tension. You lie flat on your back, arms stretched overhead, legs extended out, and you lift everything just slightly off the ground. Your lower back presses down hard, your core tightens instantly, and suddenly your whole body becomes one long line of tension trying not to collapse. There is no movement here, no rhythm, no distraction, just stillness under full body stress. At first, it looks simple. You are not lifting weight. You are not moving fast. Your abs stay engaged non-stop. Your hips fight to drop. Your shoulders stay active just to keep your arms lifted. Even your legs start to feel heavy, as if gravity doubled. This is the kind of core work that exposes everything. If your form breaks, it is immediate. Lower back arches, tension leaks, and the whole structure falls apart. And once that happens, you realize something important. Core strength is not about how many reps you can do. It is about how long you can stay locked in when your body is begging to shut down. This is why it is used in high-level conditioning. It builds endurance in the deepest layer of your core, the part that keeps your body stable when nothing is moving and everything is tired. And just when you think you have felt every type of core challenge, this position makes you realize something simple but uncomfortable. Stillness can be harder than movement. Because now that you have gone through control, chaos, endurance, and total tension, the real question is not how strong your abs are. It is how long they can survive when everything is taken away from them. Back presses down hard, your core tightens instantly, and suddenly your whole body becomes one long line of tension trying not to collapse. There is no movement here, no rhythm, no distraction, just stillness under full body stress. At first it looks simple. You are not lifting weight, you are not moving fast. But within seconds, it becomes one of the hardest positions in this entire sequence, because nothing gets to relax. Now step back and look at what just happened. You did not go through 4 random exercises. You went through 4 types of core stress. Control, then chaos under load, then slow endurance, and finally complete stillness under tension. That is the real structure behind Navy SEAL-style conditioning. Not random movement, but pressure built in layers until your body has no choice but to adapt. Most people never train like this. They stay in comfortable reps and predictable sets, and that is exactly why they never level up. If you actually used even a small part of this consistently, your core would not just look different. It would perform differently in everything you do, from lifting to running to posture in daily life. Now think about this. Which one of these 4 broke you the fastest, and why do you think that happened? And one more question people rarely ask. If your core fails first, what else is it limiting in your life without you noticing? If you want more breakdowns like this, subscribe for more. Share this with someone who still thinks abs are built with endless crunches. See you in the next one.